Hey guys, want to do a follow-up. I feel like a lot of people are worried, maybe that I'm like, oh, hard on myself, but anyways, you know what I'm saying. A lot of people wishing me well, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate the prayers for sure. Um, but I want to make sure that everybody understands that I know, and I had a hard time, honestly, but as most times happen when we have a trial the Heavenly Father puts in front of us, we we don't recognize what the lesson is right away. But in the last couple of days, I have learned to recognize what that lesson was. Um, some people feel like, and I've been told, well, maybe you weren't supposed to go. I don't believe that because I know without any doubt that I was sent to 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 head out on that trip. No question, if answer buts about it. So many things had to come together just exactly right to make that even possible. So I know that I was supposed to do that. I also know that I had everything prepared. Everything was ready. I had a backup to every system. I was ready. Boat was ready. You couldn't have been any more prepared for that trip. And there's no way that everything went wrong without help from Heavenly Father. I'm not saying he sabotaged the trip or anything, but he he made things happen so that lessons could be learned. Things could be gained. I could be strengthened and supported and be ready for what's to come. So some people feel like I probably shouldn't go. Right now I'm leaning towards flying out to the Virgin Islands. I've been told that it would be a very big help and that it would not be a problem, even though I wouldn't be going with supplies or anything, that it still would not be a problem. Rather, it would be a huge help. So my plan is not in place yet. But my feelings are, and I can look back on the whole ordeal still as a homeless, unemployed homeless man. I can still see, or I can now see the lesson that was there. And that lesson was an important one for me to learn. Sometimes you just can't fix. I have been able to fix almost everything in my life. There's been a couple of major things that I couldn't fix. Most recently, I've had one that no matter, I didn't do anything wrong, it wasn't my fault, and I tried and tried and tried and tried and tried and tried and tried, and I couldn't fix it. And I was struggling a little bit with that. I was having some emotional issues with it. Still couldn't quite wrap my head around why and how it fell apart the way it did. On the trip, same exact thing. Couldn't have been more prepared, couldn't have been more ready. Had it under control the whole time, but at one point, it just came where there was nothing else I could do. No matter what knowledge I have, no matter what skill I possess, there was simply nothing I could do. And I just had to say, done. Help me out. Call for help and let them rescue me. And as such, I think I'm better prepared to continue to move forward. I recognize that there's some things you just can't fix. Some things you can't. No. Christ gave us the blessings of agency because of the great plan of salvation and the sacrifice that was made. We have the right to choose. Or the agency to choose. We have the ability to do what we need to do, and sometimes that agency exercised by somebody else in their life plays an effect on ours, and we simply have to accept. We can't fix. So we just accept. We roll with it, we figure out, and we keep moving. I am now feeling really good, especially considering my position. I feel extremely good about everything. I know who I am, what I am. Yes, I am technically a failure. So people can stop saying, John, you're not a failure. I failed. That makes you a failure. but it's the way that you handle the failure. Because failure always comes with a negative connotation. You can be a failure. I mean, there's a commercial where it talks about success, and their failures was what drove them to be a more successful whatever they were, So, yes, I failed, thus making me a failure. However, that is not going to negatively affect me in such a way that I don't do what I need to do to continue to accomplish the thing that Heavenly Father has sent me to accomplish. I think that summed it right up. So there you go.